Hey, what's up guys, it's Rubik here and welcome back to another cubing video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to dismantle the Rubik's Cube, clean it and then reassemble it back all together. Let's get into it. Alright, so the stuff that you require for this particular procedure is your Rubik's Cube, a Phillips head screwdriver, and some tissues. That's about it, and let's get right into this procedure. Okay, so first up, what you want to do is to pop out the center cap. So how you do this is you could either even use a flat head screwdriver, or you could just simply use your nail and you should be able to get one of the center caps out, just like that. So here is the center cap, and then you want to do the same for all the 6 sides. Now before you proceed to the next step, I would highly recommend you guys to actually get something on your desk so that you don't really make it dirty if your cube's super dirty. Alright, so now that I've got a table mat on my desk, we can go into the next part of this process. So next you want to take your screwdriver and place it in this particular screw, and from there you want to try your best to loosen it. What this does, it makes it much more easier to get the pieces out of the cube. So with that, I've loosened the tensions of the cube and now you can see it's super loose and flimsy. Then what we can do is actually hold one of the edges and twist it like that. So once that's done, we get this and we can start putting out the pieces of the cube, and they're just going to start falling out really nicely. So with that, we have on the piece of the cube right over here. So one thing I like to do, just for the sake of organizing it, is then organize every piece into a different section. For example, these are known as the center caps. These are known as the corners, which have a stalk and a base, a triangular base like this. And these are known as the edges, which have this particular wedge sort of shape. Now these are how most modern speed cubes have been made since for the past 10 years, so I think this should apply to almost every cube out there. So with that, I've segregated them into these many types of sets, and with that I'm going to go ahead and clean each one with some tissue paper. So for the core, I'm just going to wipe each center module like that and proceed for all of them. Alright, next we're going to wipe these center caps again with the same process with the tissues. Alright, so next up I'm going to repeat the same process for the edge pieces. So again, with the tissue you just want to wipe out. Alright, so now we're going to repeat the same process for the corner pieces as well. So with the tissue, just wipe the stalk and the base and the piece as a whole. Now that I have my cube completely disassembled, it's time to put it back together once they're super neat. So I've cleaned the pieces really nicely, and now I'm going to teach you guys how to put it back. So for that, what you need to do is first get all your centers. So now that we have these centers, let's get to work. So first you want to put the white center wherever you want, like that, and then you want to put a green center right below it, like that. Then you want to go ahead and put the red center to the right of the green, in such a way that the white is on top, the green is facing you, and the red points to the right. After that, on the opposite of green, you put the blue one. On the opposite of white, you put the yellow one. And on the opposite of red, you put the orange one. So now our core is ready. Next, we need to put the pieces back together. So how I do this is I make sure the white is facing down, like that, and I start with the edges. So here I happen to pick up a white and blue edge, so I'm just going to snip it into place like that and keep it facing downwards. And I'm going to do this for all the edges that have the white color on them. Now that all the edges are in place, it's time to go and pick up a corner. So I'm going to pick up one of this. So it's a white, orange and a blue corner. I'm going to take it to its respective place and place it down like that. And then proceed and do the same thing for all the pieces. Then we just made our first layer. Then we're going to insert the edges of the second layer. And here's how we're going to do it. So we're just going to pick up an edge that is part of the second layer. And then once we find the location, we're just going to snap it into place like that. And proceed to do the same thing for all of them. Now that both the layers are done, it's time to do the last layer. And here's how we do it. So we're going to get one of the edges. So here's a yellow and a blue edge. So we're going to place it into place. And then we do the rest for all the 4 edges. The reason I didn't put the last edge is because it's better to put the edge after all the rest of the corners I've done. And the reason I put these edges is because it gives us some stability while we're fixing in the corners. So then I'm just going to push this into place like that. Ensure that you have a rotating motion when putting the pieces in, because it ensures that there's not much pressure put on the stock, which will reduce the chances of your pieces breaking in the future. Alright, so now that I've put on the corners, this is the one edge that's left. So you want to rotate it at an angle like this at 45 degrees. Then you can just have a twisting motion and rotate it back, and that puts it back into place. So with that guys, we have disassembled the cube, cleaned up the pieces and reassembled it back again. So I really hope this video helped you guys. If it did, hit the subscribe button, it's going to help me a lot, and make sure you show some love by liking the video. So that's about it for the video guys. It's Rocky, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Tata.